Hello and welcome back to another video in the Lego room. I hope you're well. Today I'm going to reboot a video that I did about a year ago. I did a series of videos about the Lego Star Wars helmet collection, and that was being shut down in 2024. And this year in 2024 we haven't seen any Lego Star Wars helmets this year, but with there being whispers and murmurs about potential Lego Star Wars helmets coming next year in 2025, I thought now would be a better time than any to reboot the idea and go over a couple of ideas that I think would be really good helmets to add to the Lego Star Wars helmet collection. And let's start with where the rumours and the murmurs are, which is with Jango Fett. We know we're getting something Jango Fett related next year apparently, so could it be a Lego Star Wars Jango Fett helmet? It makes perfect sense. You could pair it up with the Cody and the Rex, and of course you could pair it up with the Boba Fett helmet from a few years ago. I think this would be really nice. There certainly seems to be a clamouring from Lego Star Wars fans for more Jango Fett related Lego Star Wars stuff. Could we potentially in a year or two's time see a Slave 1 remake with Jango and with a young Boba? It'll be the 25th anniversary of Attack of the Clones in 2 or 3 years time. Could we potentially see a Slave 1 then? Of course with the name Jango Fett Starship. Next up is Bo-Katan, and this was one of the other murmurings and rumours, and this was actually the inspiration for the original video. When we were moving last year, my wife actually put on the Bo-Katan Black Series helmet, and it made me think about why we don't actually have a Bo-Katan helmet for the Lego collection. Could we see a Bo-Katan helmet? I think it makes perfect sense, to be honest, and certainly to have it on the shelves during the time period of 2025 to 2026 when we know we're going to see the Mando and Grogu movie. I think it makes perfect sense to have this on shelves within the next 12 months, and I'd be very surprised if we don't see this in the future. Next up is a helmet that I suggested in the original video, which is the Armourer. I think it makes perfect sense to have the Armourer on shelves along with Bo-Katan and the Mando Din Djarin helmet at the same time, particularly with that Mando and Grogu movie coming in 2026. It just makes sense, and you would want to get all three. You'd want to have the complete collection. I think that that is something that they could definitely potentially look at. And with that in mind, the next sort of helmet on my mind is Paz Vizsla. Now, because of the way The Mandalorian Season 3 ended, is that something that would actually happen, or is it just something that would look really nice and really neat next to a Bo-Katan and a Din Djarin helmet? It's a possibility, but what I think might be more realistic is the idea of a Moff Gideon helmet. We've already seen it done really nicely in Lego form this past year. And there you go. And I was a bit concerned originally that it might look like a Mandalorian kind of helmet, but it actually looked really nice, and it does sort of fill me with hope that they could potentially do that in the Lego helmet collection correctly. And I think it is far more likely, given the way that Season 3 of The Mandalorian ended and the fact that you're getting a Mando movie, that we could see someone like Moff Gideon. But if we could get either of those two, I think that would be a really nice sort of tip of the cap to the fans of The Mandalorian. Now, 2025 is the year, and it's playing a huge part in my decision making with these next couple of helmets. Is of course the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, and I've done a couple of videos already of things I would like to see in 2025, as well as a video about the 6 sets we know we're already getting in 2025, and I'll put the thumbnails over the top of me talking here. But one thing that I would really love to see is a P2 clone helmet. I know we've already got Cody and we've already got Rex, and there's a school of thought that you could get somebody like Vaughn, somebody like Fox, but I do think the more likely solution, given the fact that we've had a Scout Trooper, we've had a Stormtrooper, we've had a TIE pilot, I think the more likely option is that you would get something as simple as a P2 clone. It would go down really nicely for the Revenge of the Sith anniversary, and I for one would be first in line to grab this as soon as it released. And like it or not, 2025 is also the 10-year anniversary of The Force Awakens, and I've already touched on whether or not we would get a set for 2025 The Force Awakens anniversary. Could it have potentially been something as simple as the Kylo and Rey diorama fight scene on Starkiller Base? But another possibility is that it's something as simple as Kylo Ren's helmet. This is an iconic helmet, and let's be honest, Kylo is one of the least divisive things about the sequels. People absolutely love Kylo, whether you love the sequels or not. And as a helmet, it would look absolutely fantastic alongside the other helmets, including, of course, and especially next to that Darth Vader helmet. Now, naturally, I am making all of these suggestions with the future in mind, with anniversaries in mind, and with shows and film releases in mind. And we know we're getting a series 2 of Ahsoka. Could something like Sabine Wren's helmet be something that we've seen? I know that I think it was Jean's version who did sort of a mocked up version of each of Sabine's helmets from the first 4 series of Rebels. They look fantastic. I'll try and link it in this video. Go and check that out. I know she's taken those on tour to various different brick conventions before. Could Sabine's helmet be the kind of thing that we could see in Lego form, particularly with Ahsoka Series 2 around the corner? And whilst we're on that topic as well, I think something like Captain Enoch could be the real fit here. Obviously, it's going to have some gold chrome in there, and that is something that I did consider whether or not it would be a possibility or not. But I literally, as I'm looking to the side of the camera, I can see Thanos's gold gauntlet, which of course has gold chrome in it as well. So I certainly think it is a possibility. And there is an outpouring of people that wanted to see more of Enoch, and I certainly think people will want to see more of him in Series 2 of Ahsoka. But a lot of people, including myself, disappointed that we haven't yet seen a minifigure of Captain Enoch. A lot of people thinking he was going to come in the Battle of Peridia set where we got a night trooper instead. So I certainly think an Enoch is a possibility, but I think that might be something for the future. Maybe just give everybody a chance to sort of appreciate him a bit more after the second season of Ahsoka. And for those that have been around long enough, you'll know that I kind of just take to the channel to sort of theorize about things that I want to see or things that I think might actually come to fruition. So if you are new here, do go and have a look at some of the other types of videos about theories about stuff that we might see in the future. You won't have to go very far down the channel to find me talking about things that I'd like to see potentially in the future. And with that in mind, if you did like this video, please do drop it a like. Don't forget to follow or subscribe depending on which platform you are watching this on. And if there is a particular helmet that you would like to see that maybe I haven't even mentioned, do drop that in the comments below. I would be curious to see what everybody is thinking, what everybody would like to see in terms of the helmet collection. And who knows, you might even spark inspiration for a second part to this video. Thank you so much if you have watched up until this point. It is sincerely appreciated. And until the very next video, guys, take care, have an awesome and a nerdy week, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye.